Hi everyone, welcome to a new episode of What's Blooming. Today we're chatting with Philippe Tifo, Director of Sales at VoIP.ms. We'll be discussing how brands can leverage their phone system as a marketing channel. Rob, strategist at Bloom, will be leading the interview. So Rob, take it away.
Thanks, MJ. We all know phone systems and hold music have been leveraged for marketing purposes for decades, but like everything else, your communication systems have entered the internet age. We're talking today to Philippe Tifo, Director of Sales at VoIPms. He's here to discuss how you can leverage your communications channels as marketing channels in the digital age. Philip, welcome.
Hi, Rob. Thanks for having me.
Oh, pleasure. So why don't you start by giving us a brief history of VoIP.ms and what you do?
VoIPms is a VoIP provider founded in 2007 by a group of IT in Montreal. We have grown to a business of more than 50 employees spread across Terrebonne, Quebec, Merida, Mexico, and New York, New York. We offer service across North America mainly, but all across the globe. We offer the IDs in more than 60 countries, and we terminate calls in more than 125 countries and counting. So VoIPms is a state-of-the-art VoIP provider. We provide SMS, MMS, audio conferencing, all kind of VoIP services and SMS services.
And it's so incredible now that really all your communications channels can be so centralized, which for marketers presents some great opportunities, because now when you want to leverage these communications channels as marketing channels, you kind of have them all together. So when you're thinking of communications channels, how should they enter into your overall marketing strategy?
In fact, there's a multiple marketing strategy, like the traditional ways with digital, social media, email, video, YouTube more than ever. Traditional with the TV, the billboard, the newspapers, brochure, and everything. But with VoIPms, with the SMS and internal communication, there's point of contact that must be part of the communication strategy, omnichannel communication strategy, to ensure a seamless customer experience. So there's plenty of way that you can use or services, VoIPms or VoIP services, to leverage these point of contact, either with a custom music on hold to broadcast relevant information about the purchase process or ongoing promotion, or SMS to confirm a delivery or a successful purchase, or even when the order is ready to be picked up. There's plenty of way to leverage these communication channels.
So let's say you're a marketer and your company is setting up their communications channels. What should you be thinking of when you're structuring these communications, these business communications channels, so that you're building efficient marketing channels at the same time?
Make it as simple and easy to understand as much as possible. Whenever somebody is calling to your phone number and you have this menu asking to press 1, press 2, press 3 for sales or whatsoever, you need to create a structure that is as simple as possible and easy to understand. Having the right number of choice, make sure that it's straight to the point and not over all the place, and giving too much choices will not help you at all.
And what are some ways that you can make sure that you're not losing visibility on things like that and attribution when you're tying your communications channels to, marketing campaigns that you might have running?
There's plenty of tools available on the market to tie up your communication system to your marketing tools, either your CRM, either your Google Ads, either your analytic. Anything can be tied up all together. Anything can be incorporated, so you can have a CDR processing. A CDR means a call detail record, so you can have a good feeling of where your customer are calling from, what's the average duration of the calls, and which department they are calling to. So it can give you insights, like if they are all calling support and never calling the sales, it's probably because you have a technical challenge somewhere. If they all calling the sales at the same time, it can also give you that the other communication channel doesn't give you enough information to make them choose or make them make their decision to buy their product. If they need always to speak to someone before doing the purchase, maybe there's something that need to be refined in the other communication channel. So there's plenty of tools available on the market to track your SMS campaign, to track your phone campaign if you have call centers or you're doing outgoing call. There's even with your IVR, you can have a report based on the choices that you are that can be leveraged to understand why your customer are calling and which department. There's operational benefit to it, but there's also marketing benefit to it.
And you mentioned IVR, and for people who don't know the term,
IVR, it's a interactive voice response. So, or auto attendant, there's different name we can give it to it. It's really the automated menu that's gonna route the call, that's gonna send a call to the appropriate department. So, like I said, press 1, press 2, press 3. So if you're doing it too complicated, it can become confusing, and it will not help your marketing or even operational.
And that's some great advice. And did you have any other examples of things that maybe marketers should be careful of when they're thinking about communications and marketing together?
Do not destroy the operational benefit when you are building up these types of tools. If a customer is calling you, it's because they want a quick answer. So having a too long audio announcement will not help it. And by the same way, if you are sending too many SMS to your customer, and if it's not relevant, it will be seen as a spam. So it's important to think it as simple as possible, but also it's important to offer a way to unscribe and make the customer feel that their personal data remain private. It's valuable information.
And it's such a great point as well, is that it can't interfere with the user experience. You know, too many SMSs, too long a menu, for example, that you have to go through. It's going to hurt your user experience, which is going to ultimately hurt the feeling of the brand, which is no good for marketing. So I think that's great advice. Yeah, and finally, what are some creative examples that you've seen or that you've heard of some businesses who've leveraged communications channels successfully as marketing channels?
There's plenty of example that I came across during my journey at VoIP.ms. Last year, we had a quite large customer, a ski station that I cannot name it unfortunately, but their use case was really nice. What they did is they used our SMS capability to broadcast important announcement either internally to their staff, but also for their customer that obviously approve to receive those communication. They will announce snow condition, which side of the mountain or the chairlift is open. They will announce, like, let's say they have a day where it was supposed to be packed full of people, but absolutely there was pretty much nobody. So they will announce a special offer to their member. Hey, bring your friends with that promo code, and they will have a ticket for 50% off or something. So they will generate some demands with these announcements, really on, and they will generate demands on demand.
It's fantastic because, like you say, it's demand on demand. It's in real time. The channel is already there. You're already, kind of set up if you've done this right, if you've set it up right from the start, and you could just send out a message to everyone in your database, and probably takes no more than an hour to put something like that together and send it out once the pieces are in place.
Yeah, in fact, it's a question of minutes. So whenever the departments of marketing agree to send that promotion across their members, they can send it at 6 p.m. and everybody will have received it at 6:10 or 6:30 or something. If you want to other creative example with the audio announcement, that's more internal. So it's whenever somebody is reaching out to you, the SMS is more outgoing marketing. But for incoming marketing or internal marketing, we have the custom audio announcement. So whenever somebody is calling to your shop, to your phone number, to your business phone number, there's plenty of way to leverage that moment of waiting. So when someone is calling to your business and you have to put them on hold, you can broadcast a promotion, of course, about a new product, or even just information about the purchasing process that will make them understand what's going to be the next step. So let's say you are you're how to buy a car, and you are on wait on the sales department for whatever reason. It can explain you what's the different steps of buying a car, and that is part of the experience of buying a car. So you are now after that you will be expecting those delay. You will expecting that they will ask you for X information or this. It will put the customer in a good mood or in a good mindset for the next steps of the buying process. And I think it's part of the experience to be well informed. So the audio announcement can be a really good way to leverage either promotion or processes, buying processes information.
And that's it. I mean, you mentioned it as part of the user experience. At some point, it's inevitable. Clients are going to have to wait on hold. So let's give them something of value while they're there, so that makes perfect sense.
Usually we have the old example of a pizzeria that whenever somebody is calling to a pizzeria, they take like 4 line at a time. And the first thing they do is they put you on hold. And you hear some promotion about like a 2 for 1 pizza deal or whatever. That's the
classic
kind of usual process. The classic, yeah. But there's if you are creative with those communication channels, there's really good way to leverage those in every type of industry, in every types of service or product that you are offering.
Oh, fantastic. Well, thank you so much for taking the time to talk to us today. Again, Philippe Tifo, Director of Sales, VoIPms. Thank you.
It was my pleasure. Thank you.
Like Phil just said, there's so many creative ways that brands can leverage their phone system as marketing channels. And if you have any additional question on the subject, feel free to connect with Phil on LinkedIn or visit their website at VoIP.ms. Again, thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you next time.